quick update, guys, before the light fades completely. I've been thinking about landings and being in constant pursuit of that perfect landing. And I had an idea which I thought I'd share for anyone else that's interested, because landing technique seems to be a constant topic of discussion. And I've just got, I realized that I have a way of thinking about my landings. I'm just a private pilot, just single engine private pilot. And for those of you who are new, I've got about 700 hours, about 100 of those hours on seaplanes, which have different landing techniques, but still a pretty similar mindset. And yeah, this is just be very clear. I'm not an instructor, as everybody knows. But yeah, maybe this will help your thinking, maybe it won't. But the way I approach a landing is, it is a thing of uncertainty, which all you can do is try to minimize all of the things that are working against you and maximize all the things to improve your chances of the landing being a good one. And the way I see it, like the 100% perfect landing is just isn't possible. It doesn't ever happen, really. You might get to 99%, but it'll never be the perfect landing. So what I'm always trying to do is just to see how close I can get it to being a 99% landing. And I thought I'd just talk you through my thought process. This has nothing to do with checklists or that kind of stuff. It's about an attitude to them. It's just a personal thing for me, which is this. First of all, rightly or wrongly, for me, I start by thinking that every landing will be a go-around. It's just always, it's a go-around, unless it's not a go-around. If it's not a go-around, then I'll land. But it's always a go-around. And by doing that, I find myself always conditioned. Going around is a split-second decision and a split-second action. It just happens. I never have to think about it. So I'm setting myself up for a go-around, basically. That's where it starts. But then you've got a list of things. There are things you can control. There are things that you can't control with your landing. And there's obviously a long checklist of things you've got to get right. Your descent profile, your attitude, the aircraft configuration, the airspeed, the flaps, all that kind of stuff. But the way I see it is this probability management, where whether or not you improve or decrease the chances of it being a good landing, start before you even begin your downwind leg. You're always a step ahead. And in my mind, the way I kind of approach it is, if it's a good downwind and I get everything I want to get done and get it right on the downwind leg, then my base leg will be good. And if it's a good base leg, then my final approach will be good. And if it's a good final approach, well, then I've got a pretty good chance of it being a good landing. But it'll probably be a go-round, but maybe it'll be a good landing. And this really works for me. And a lot of people have commented on my videos. Some people actually said, Charlie, you always seem to grease it. I promise you, I don't always grease it. In fact, there's that one of me, I think, worst landing of the year is the title of the video in Enston. It was a tough crosswind, but yeah. So the way I see it is I'm dialing down all of the things working against me. And if my downwind goes well, then my base leg has a better chance of going well. And if my downwind and my base leg have gone well, then my final approach, which is the most important part of the landing, it's the most important part of the landing that you can control, I think, because the landing itself is often very much a roll of the dice and some luck, and you're just trying to make sure that the odds and the probabilities are as much in your favor as possible. But if the downwind is good, and then the base leg is good, and then your final is really got a great chance of being a good final approach, then you've got the odds in your favor of it not being a go-around and being a good landing. And I always think about, where do I want to be with the plane at the end of the downwind leg before I turn base? In other words, what configuration do I want? What airspeed do I want? What altitude do I want? and then what altitude and configuration do I want on base leg, and I'll just be a step ahead. But it's just, the point is, it's one step at a time, and by breaking it up into the downwind leg, the base leg, the final approach, and then the actual landing itself, it's like 4 stages. You know, because for me, my airspeed, I try and get it as close as possible. So I have a speed in my head that I want to come over the fence at, and then a speed I come over the numbers at, and then it's just bleeding off the energy until the plane just naturally, gently stalls onto the runway. That's my kind of mindset approach to it. So anyway, I hope that's helpful. Fun fact, as a result of this channel, I have been invited to have a go in a full Airbus A380 simulator, which I'm very excited about. I don't know if I'll be able to film it or not. If I can, I will. I don't know if I'll be able to publish it if I can film it, but if I can, I will. But I'm going to be trying some landings in an Airbus A380 full simulator with the training captain of that airline, and I'm extremely excited about it. Anyway, guys, I just thought I'd share my thoughts with you. It's got really dark. I don't even know if you can see me now, but more videos soon. Update on the annual, and yeah, I hope to get more videos coming out on this channel again. I've been a bit overrun at work, but I'd like to get back on top of it. And when the plane is flying again, then there'll be lots. Thanks, guys. See you on the next one. Bye.